Darren Aronofsky's 2017 film titled Mother is a psychological thriller heavily riddled with biblical subtext. It's beautifully shot, hectic as hell, and will leave you fuming. I feel like I should preface this with the names I'm going to be referring to these characters as, because I guess the screenwriters thought that was a bad idea. So this right here is Jennifer Lawrence, obviously, but I'm going to be referring to her as Mother. This is Javier Bardem. I'm going to be referring to him as the poet. And then Michelle Pfeiffer is Eve. If you haven't caught on, this movie is basically like a biblical allegory, among other things, God and all that stuff, but the relationship that I found to be the most compelling was actually between Mother and Eve. The first time they meet, Mother assumes the role of mentor. This can be seen when she accidentally burns her hand on a pan, and as if she was compelled to try it as well, Eve grabs the same pan, also getting burned. After the poet gives the couple the green light to stay, it doesn't take long for Eve to take advantage of this hospitality. She makes herself comfortable at an alarmingly quick pace, making messes she expects the land she once learned from to pick up. It's during this time that she also becomes increasingly curious, inquiring about seemingly everything, and somehow despite all the naivety, she also seems to have the answers that only reveal themselves at the end of this life cycle. Like she's been here before. Cough, cough. She has. And perhaps the most important realization of all is,
this is all just setting.
Eve, along with many other characters, seem to know what's best for Mother Nature, whether that be Jennifer Lawrence or the house itself, because they see her as something to make their own. This is shown through all the faux advice, attempts at beautification. No matter how many times Mother pleads with them, she is ignored, and it is infuriating. During the funeral scene, it is made ever apparent by Eve that Mother Nature is simply not acknowledged anymore.
I just want to thank our dear host for his hospitality in our time of need.
Of course.
So please, I'd like to drink to your kindness.
People have moved on from thanking their environment to thanking God. Eve even begins to think that she knows more about providing without thanks than Mother Nature herself.
You give and you give and you give. It's just never enough. I understand. Do you?
The worst part of all is that Mother too is just an object that can be replaced. Eve serves as a reminder to Mother Nature's own mortality. In a sense, she too is finite. This idea is continued through the realization that the poet is no longer simply hers. There are other people now that he needs in order to feel fulfilled, and Eve has no problem flaunting this. The real horror is that she gave and gave and gave, and it was never enough for him. In his own words.
Nothing is ever enough. I couldn't create if it was. I have to.
And the horror beyond that is that this cycle will continue in the same house forever. It is a selfish game he plays to fulfill his own desires, no matter who he says he does it for. Beyond being a religious allegory, this movie incredibly conveys the horror of one-sided relationship. Mother rebuilt his entire home, carried and delivered their baby, and he does little to nothing to defend her or her work. She's a novelty to him, something pretty to look at, and he only does the bare minimum to keep her alive so that he can feed his own ego.